those bushes being in the way, you can't really see all that well. And if they're like a low car like that one there, you might just see the top of it, But yeah, everything else worked out really, really well.
Okay.
You asked me about the hill parking. You did that correctly. You rolled in like you were supposed to. The one thing, maybe one tiny mistake. When you complete your left turn, you chose the left lane, and immediately, without being told to do so, unless the examiner asks you to stay in the left lane, make sure you move into the right lane as soon as it's safe and possible.
That's one thing I forget.
Yeah, most people do. They're not quite sure if they should, or if they should wait for the examiner to tell them to make that right lane change.
Is that something you should always do, or just for the mark?
Always, because if you're staying in the left lane, you could end up impeding traffic that wants to use that lane for going faster.
Right.
Or you could end up obstructing an ambulance if you get trapped in the left lane and you're not able to make the right lane change and then pull over to the right. That could be an automatic fail, so always best to move to the right, much safer.
What if you're at a stoplight and you're in the left lane and there's an ambulance behind you?
Yeah, that's a little bit of an odd situation, right? Sometimes the idea is just to get out of the way safely, so that they can get their patient to the hospital as quickly as possible. If the light is red and you're first up at the intersection, you can move into the intersection out of the way, even if the light's red, and then you proceed with caution, like, once the ambulance is gone. If there's nowhere for you to go, just stay put. Just stay put, and they'll find their way around you. They'll figure it out. They're pretty good at that, especially here in Sudbury with all the the lane end, the zipper merges, the bridge, and I don't know how they do it, man. It's crazy. But anyway, okay, so I'm going to take the route myself, and this is where I do what they call a running commentary. Sounds exciting, right? A running commentary is just me driving and verbalizing everything I'm doing. It just pulls everything together. All the puzzle pieces kind of fall into place. So it gives you a chance to observe. Heat's crazy. So the first thing I do when I get into my car is I adjust the seat first, before anything else. Making sure my feet feel flat. Left foot there on that mat, right foot just hovering, just kind of touching the pedal. I feel like I'm level. And then next I adjust my side mirrors so that I can still see the back door handles and a little bit of the side of the car, and then framing the back window, making sure this is in daytime driving. That's nighttime, that's daytime. Last but not least, the seatbelt. So, foot on the brake, into reverse, and I put my left signal on because I'm going to go that way. Before I back up, I exaggerate, looking around 360 degrees before backing up and also while I'm backing up. See, I'm twisting my shoulders. I'm kind of leaning into that scanning. So I'm looking far left, seeing all these cars coming here. I'm going to move my vehicle over to the far right of this lane so I don't obstruct any traffic trying to turn in here. And then I'm leaning forward so I can see something coming along sooner than later. Left signal, checking my mirror. Complete stop behind the line, stop line. And I'm going to roll out, but I just want to make sure that this guy doesn't go that way. I don't want to pull out in front of him. And you had this cyclist over here that so it looks good. Into the left lane. As soon as my wheels straighten out, I hit the gas and signal right. Mirror, blind spot, bringing it up to 60. With, steady gradual acceleration up to 60. And right turn, so I signal about where you did, right at this pole. scanning the surface of the road for any potholes. So if you see that, you can just let it go between your tires like that. Yeah, we didn't get to do the parallel parking because there were no vehicles available, which 9 times out of 10 there aren't any vehicles available for the real road test.
Okay.
But we will be practicing that again on your next hour.
Okay.
Just to make sure that you're ready to go for the parallel parking, you know?
Yep.
In case they do find one. Signal. And you stopped right at the edge of the road where you should, because there's no line, no sidewalk. Mm-hmm. Complete stop. You feel a little kickback in your seat. That's evidence that I stopped. And you signaled right. You checked your mirror. You checked your right blind spot before pulling over to the side of the road for a complete 1 to 3 second stop. Signal, mirror, blind spot. Your 3-point turns are really good. So, no issues with that at all. You didn't back up too far or anything. You used your signal. Everything was good. The back roads in the road test area are all 40, and the roads are smoother, a lot smoother, so it is possible to do the speed limit there.
Okay.
You can go 40. Here it's a little bit, little sketchy, so I'm doing 40 though. But when you get like, surface like that, you just kind of have to slow it down for that. Like this little hole right here, just kind of foot's on the brake, slowing down for that. And you went straight at the light here.
Yep.
You had a green light, and you proceeded. So here I'm going to stop so I can still see not just his back tires making clear contact with the ground, but also a little strip of pavement from my line of sight. That way, then, if someone approaches me here from the rear, then I have somewhere to go. I can get out of the way and avoid a rear-end collision if possible, without causing a secondary collision. So scanning, and scanning far left, center right, everything's good. So you want to get through those intersections, larger intersections like that, quickly but safely. Quick enough that everyone behind you can get through the light as well. 40% of accidents happen inside that square in the intersection. So it's like in and out. You just want to get in and out. So 50 here. I'm going a little over 50, so they might give me a warning. If I'm going 51, they'll give you a warning just to get your attention back to the speed. It's not an automatic fail. Automatic fail would be if you're going 5 over the speed limit for more than 5 seconds. Normal to fluctuate a little over, a little under.
Depending on.
Yeah, they do expect that. Try to keep it as close to the speed limit as you can.
Yeah.
Stopping here before the line, feel a little kickback, and off we go. Your hill parking is stellar here. Your curb judgment, really good. So signal, mirror, right blind spot, check, pulling over. So right about here, you turned your wheels the correct way. You put it in neutral, and you did let it roll against the curb. So park and brake. You straightened your wheels out. Drive, signal, mirror, blind spot. See, I'm just letting it coast around the corner. I'm not even using my gas. My foot's not even on the gas. Coming out of the turn, then my foot goes back to the gas. Making sure this guy doesn't chain. Oh, there we go. Opening a door. Good. Never know, eh? They might decide to pull out in front of you. So, complete stop here. And then up to 50. going downhill, there's a little bit of a slope in the road test area where you're going down. The speed limit is 40, where you do have to put a little bit of friction on the brake in order to, not go too much over 40. So I hear foot off the gas, and I'm starting to put some friction on the brake here. Then you made your right turn. You came to a complete stop at the red light. Here we have a green one, so I'm just going to keep on going. And then up to 60. Signal. Here we go, we got a red light. So, complete stop behind the line so I can still see the crosswalk. Here it's 50. Assumed to be 50.
In neighborhoods, is it lower or is it still?
It's 50 everywhere.
Okay.
Unless otherwise posted.
Okay.
But it's not always possible to go 50. It's just you're allowed to go 50.
Okay.
It's not always possible to go 50 because the roads are so bad here in Sudbury.
Yeah.
So I'll do the, I'll use the same car up here. So you want to signal your intention before you start slowing down.
Okay.
And you got the right amount of distance. Here you had about 3 meters. And you stopped when you saw that brake light in the small window. It's a little odd here to do this though.
Yeah. Because people might think you're turning.
Yeah. You won't have anything like that at the road test center. See, so now if I keep going, I'm going to be outside the lines. So I'll do what you did. Roll it forward. And then back again. I'm checking my side mirror to make sure I'm not too close. And I'm looking around my shoulders as well. Just kind of scanning everywhere. The nose of my car is out of the laneway. And to park, engage parking brake. And then we'll do the forward parking, rolling out slowly, leaning forward so I can see better. And then I'll do what you did. You did your nice wide right turn into a parking space. Pressure on the brake. Wheels straight. There we go. And parking brake. Okay.